Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Anyone, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. Okay, so welcome to CS204 Computer Architecture. Let me share my screen. Just few minutes. Okay, so I'll off my camera. Otherwise, screen sharing will create an issue. Okay, so camera is not here. I hope it is. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Uh, so welcome to CS204 Computer Architecture, and from next class we'll start exactly at 2 because since it is online, so I'll wait till I'll wait for 1 minute, and from 2 1 I'll start recording the lecture. And yes, one important point I want to mention here, that if in someday I forgot to start the recording, then please remind me that I should start the recording, because it may happen that sometime I just start the lecture and I forgot to record. So in that case, please remind me that we have to record the classes. Okay, so in today's class, I'll not start the actual course content. The actual course content will start from next class, that is tomorrow. So today I'll only explain the grading scheme, the syllabus, then the rules, different rules of this course that will follow throughout this semester. Okay, so let us start with this document. In this document, I have shared all the grading scheme and rules for this course. And yes, the most important point is you all have to join the Google group. I think you all have already joined in Google group. That's why you able to log in here, I think. So yes, we'll start with this point first. LTPSC. So you can see this course has 3 lectures per week and 1 tutorial, and then 2 hour for practice session, and 6 for I think 6 for self study, 6 hour for self study. And it has a 4 credit course, it's not a 3 credit course. So normally, compared to other 3 credit course, you can expect the load should be a little bit higher, because it's a 4 credit course, not a 3 credit course. Okay, so I'll start with point one, the resources, the textbook and other study materials. So this is the textbook that I will follow throughout the semester: Computer Organization and Design, Risk V edition. This part is very important, Risk V edition, because this book is also available for other instruction set architecture. But we'll follow this version, Computer Organization and Design, Risk V edition. The authors' names are also mentioned here. The book is available in library also, and I think the soft copy you can also of older version is also available in internet. So you can download the soft copy also, or you can also purchase a copy for you. This is the textbook for this course, and some additional material. Maybe I can also use some additional materials, and those mainly will be research papers and some book chapters, and also these will be provided to you later. And uh, for simulation or experiment lab works and all, you need 2 simulator. One is called Risk V simulator, and another will be a memory simulator called GemSim. So the links of these 2 simulator will be shared with you, and also there will be separate tutorials for how to download, how to install those tools, and how to start working on those tools. There will be separate tutorials for this. So don't worry, that I will help you how to work on these simulation tools. So these are the resources, and so important point regarding study material. Most of the concept covered in the class will be from textbook. It is mandatory to read textbook. My lectures may not cover all the concept mentioned in the book. So this point is very important. Yeah, yes, I'll discuss all the concept written in this textbook, and whatever I'll discuss in this class, most of them will be from the textbook. Why I'm following a single textbook? The there is the advantage here. The advantage is, if after my lecture, if you read this textbook, then you will understand that what I have discussed in this particular lecture. So that's why it will be easy for you also. Means after 2 3 years, if you want to revise the concept that have studied and in the computer architecture course, then it will be better if you have a common point. That at that time, if you have a textbook, then you will quickly go through the textbook and you'll understand that okay, these are the important points of computer architecture. So that's why I'm following a textbook. And since I'm mostly following a textbook, I'm advising you to read the textbook. My lectures will not be sufficient. It may be possible that there are some questions in exam which I have not discussed in class, but it is written in textbook. But yes, if a particular section is not required from the textbook, then that I'll mention separately, that don't study this particular section from textbook. It is not important. So in these things I will discuss in class, but other, if I am not mentioning anything like this, then you have to understand that the this particular section or this particular chapter from the textbook is important, and you have to study it line by line. And yes, after studying the textbook, if anything is not clear, then you can always ask me. Okay, so that's why I have written the in second point that I may not share PPT for every class. Yes, if the class is in online mode, you will have the recorded video. That is true. But if when the class will start in offline mode, then it's not every day. I may not share the PPT. Why? Because the content will be from book. But if I when I'll discuss something different which is not written in book, and then for all those concept I'll share PPT. Okay, so additional study material including research paper will be provided to you, so you no need to take any tension now for this additional study material. Initially you just start with the textbook. So today only you collect the textbook. So because from tomorrow we'll start discussing from this textbook. Yeah, objective of this course. The main objective of this course is to understand the basic concept of computer architecture. Means from this course you'll understand that how a computer is designed and how a computer works actually. So these 2 points are important here, that how a computer is designed, what are the important components, how these important components are designed. This is the first point. And second point is, suppose a computer is given to you, how this computer is working. When you click to a mp3 song, the song is playing, right? So or when you want to write something, when you want to copy to a file, how these things are actually happening, what are the internal mechanism that is happening in a computer, which is allowing to do this activities. So all these things you will understand in this course. So this is the primary goal, and there is a secondary goal also. And the secondary goal is to motivate you to do further study in this area. I have written this last line is a secondary goal, because most of you after completing this course never use computer architecture, because most of you are inclined in software areas, and you think that computer science is basically software driven. That is not true, because just imagine a world that there are a lot of smart softwares are there. There are a lot of softwares are very smart. They can guess, they are the artificial intelligence and machine learning based techniques are applied. So the softwares are very very smart nowadays. But where you will run those softwares? To run a software, to run an application, you need a computer, you need a physical computer. Maybe you heard those term called cloud server, right? But actually these are also physical computers placed in a distance, not here. Maybe from roper, you if you are accessing a cloud, the cloud is also a physical computer, maybe stored in not in our country, somewhere else. But these are also computers. So actually it is important to understand that what is a computer, how it is storing data, how it is running application. So this course or this area is always important, and many new things are also uh, developing every day. So what I will do in this course, I'll also try to discuss some basic, I mean, some recent advancement in these areas. For example, two leading processor manufacturer of computer is Intel and AMD. So maybe when we'll discuss about computer architecture here, we'll discuss some of their design, that how Intel is designing the recent processors, how AMD is, what are the important technology that the AMD or Intel are using for designing their modern processors, and all these things will be discussed here. But those will be discussed to motivate you, and everything will not be in your course. So whatever who the concepts, it may be possible there are some concept I will discuss in this lecture which is not directly related to your course content or your syllabus. So that I will mention that I'm discussing it, but it is not important for your exam or syllabus. That I'll mention. Class timetable. I think you already know the class timetable. Class timetable are Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 2 p.m. to 2:50 p.m. at AM5 Lecture Hall Complex. Tutorial session is on Friday 6 p.m. to 6:50 p.m. At the same M5 Lecture Hall Complex. But as you know that from the recent guideline of IIT Ropar, I think there will be online classes initially till I think till 27 January. So till now, till 27 January, will discuss online. The classes will be online. So, and I hope you already know the meeting link, and also you have to join the Google Classroom. The code is here, and I think you all already joined this Google Classroom. So this point is not very important. Yeah, some other point here is what we will discuss in tutorial session, right? Classes is fine that we will take class, but what we will discuss in tutorial session. The one important point in tutorial session is tutorial session will be mainly to clear your doubts. If you have any doubts, you can join the tutorial session and you can ask your doubt. This is the first activity of tutorial session. Then there will be some more activities of tutorial session that I will discuss later. Syllabus and prerequisites. Pre-midsem and post-midsem, there are two part of this course. But I think I think at this moment maybe every point that is written here in syllabus maybe not may not be clear to you, because you are most of you are new in this course. So the basics of computer, instruction set architecture, processor design, and memory operations, these will be discussed before midsem, and after midsem we'll go with some advanced topic like branch prediction, parallel processing, prefetching, and other advancement in computer architecture. Those will be covered after midsem. So pre-midsem and post-midsem, these are the two parts of this course. Prerequisite of this course is digital design and programming in C, C++. So if digital design is not mandatory, because some of you have not taken digital design, but if you have some knowledge of digital design, then those will be enough. I'll try to cover all the basics in this course. So even you have not taken digital design, I think there will not be any major issues here. But yes, you must have some knowledge in C, C++. So if your C, C++ is not very clear, then I'll advise you to start understanding the concept of C++, because C++ will be required, and it's not just important for this course. It will be important for other syllabus also, other courses also. Yeah. Now mark distribution. As I have mentioned that the course is divided into two part: pre-midsem and post-midsem. So the marks are also equally distributed. You can see pre-midsem there will be 50 marks, and post-midsem there will be another 50 marks. And in pre-midsem, if we start from here, then pre-midsem 50 marks is divided into class test, lab assignment, short quiz, and midsem exam. So we'll start with class test. You can see there will be three class tests. I am now only discussing the pre-midsem. So ignore the post-midsem part. Only concentrate on pre-midsem. So in pre-midsem, there will be three class tests, and best of two will be considered. So I'll take one extra test, because it may be possible that because of some reason your one test was not good, and so that's why I am giving you one chance, that even if your one test is not good, you still have opportunity to perform good in this class test. That's why there will be three class tests. Best of two will be considered. Marks per test will be 5 and total marks is 10, because though I am taking 3 tests, but since best of 2 will be considered, that's why total mark in class test is 10. Okay, then lab assignment. One practice assignment without any marks. So initially we'll give you a ungraded live assignment, so that this will be just for practicing. So at the beginning there will be some tutorial session taken, that those will be taken by my TAs to explain you how to start with lab of this course. And then there will be one ungraded live assignments. We will not evaluate your assignment. It is up to you. It will be only for practice. But after that there will be a graded assignment and marks will be 5 for this. So there is actually only 2 assignments, live assignment. One is graded, one is ungraded, and total marks is 5. Okay. And short quiz, there will be 4 short quiz. So what is short quiz? I'll explain short quiz in more detail. So there will be 4 short quiz before midsem, and best 3 will be considered. Marks per short quiz will be 2 and total mark is 5. So you can see from here that best 3 will be considered. So if I'll consider best 3 and total mark is 2 per test, then total marks coming is 6. But here I have written 5. That's why I have written in last line, the score of the best 3 quizzes will be summed and scaled with respect to 5. Okay, midsem exam 30 marks. So I hope the pre-midsem part is clear. Class test 10 mark, lab assignment 5 mark, short quiz 5 mark, and midsem 30 marks. So I'll explain short quiz in more detail after some time. Okay, now let us go to post midsem part. In post midsem part also, class test is same. There will be 10 marks in class tests. All the rules will be same for class tests. Short quiz is also same. And all rules will be same for short quiz, and there are 5 marks for short quiz. And then the additional thing here is this part, project and term paper. Instead of any lab assignment, we'll give you some a project or a term paper, and it will have 10 marks. So I'll discuss more about the project and term papers also. In fact, I'll discuss all the points like class test, short quiz, project, and same one by one in more detail. So total there will be 100 marks in this course, and you have to score 30 to pass. So this point you have to remember, that pass mark is 30. So after this semester, I will not entertain any request that if you are getting less mark, then yes, it's true that if you are getting 20, suppose 28 or 29, then I may consider I will recheck your paper to give 1 or 2 extra marks. That is possible. But if you are getting less than 2, your mark is more, means like 27 or less than 27, then it won't be possible for me. So be careful about it. So now let us discuss all the exam modules like class test, short quiz, project, end sem, mid sem, all these exams one by one. So we'll start with short quiz. So what is short quiz? So a short quiz will be a very short quiz, and this will be for only 10 minutes. And if you see here, there will be marks of every short quiz is 2 marks. Total question will be 4 questions. Okay, and duration will be 10 minutes, so 2.5 minutes per questions. The question type will be objective with negative marking. There will be no subjective question in short quiz. There will be only objective question, but with negative marking. So for every wrong answer, 0.25 marks will be deducted. And this quiz will be conducted in tutorial slot. So I hope you know there is a tutorial slot every week. So this quiz will be conducted in tutorial slots, and the exact timing will be announced later. The exact timing and date will be announced later. Okay, now these quizzes will be online through Google Form. I'll not take this quiz, means short quiz, in offline. Means even if the course will start in offline mode also, these quizzes will be always in online mode. How I'll do it? Means suppose the quiz should start at 14:30. So at maybe at 14:29, I'll send you a Google Form link, and that link you can access through your smartphone, through your mobile, through your computer also. If we sit in class, then maybe you can access it through your smartphone. And if you need to just click that link, and there will be 4 questions. So and you just need to answer those 4 questions. So this is very simple, and we'll follow this policy throughout the semester, even if the course started executing in offline mode. So you have to understand this. Now, why this short quiz? So, a short quiz, you can see there will be four short quiz. So, short quiz will be happen very frequently. So, there will be two class tests and four short quiz. So, there will be six tests before mid-sem. Why I am taking this much test? Because to make you connected with the class. Because many time it happens that you will just attend the class, and after attending the class, you will not study. So in that case it is very very difficult for you to understand, to complete all the concept before mid-sem. And also, even if you can if you'll clear the course, but all the concept will not be clear to you. So that's why, to make you connected with the course and the course content, I am taking those short quizzes. And yes, there are 5 marks before mid-sem and there are 5 marks after mid-sem, so total 10 marks they are in short quiz. So this is 10 marks is important also for good grade. You have to understand it. So what will happen if you don't attempt any short quiz? So in case of any technical issue, since because we'll take this short quiz in online mode every time, so it may be possible that you will sometime you will face some issues, and you have to understand here that only 10 minutes will be given to you, and that 10 minutes will be very hard, or will strictly follow it. And when you submit the assignment at the time, we'll also check your timestamp. So if your submission is means maybe at max 1 minute delay will be considered, after that we will not consider it. So in case when you are submitting the answers and all, in that case, if you face any technical issues, then you have to report it immediately. And for reporting these type of issues, I have created a Google form. It's called absence issues in the exam. So I'll share the link with you. So for in any exam, like a class test or quiz, if these exams are happening online, then you may face some technical issue. This is one point. Another point is, you may it may be possible that the either the exam is online or offline, you may absent. It is also possible. So in that case also, you can fill this form, and I'll discuss that what are my rules if you miss a quiz. Then those rules I'll discuss later. So it is written here also. Read the rules for absence in exam from section 7. So I'll explain it when I will discuss about section 7. So I hope the concept of short quiz is clear. And also, the document that I'm showing now, this document will be uploaded in Google Classroom today only. So I am requesting you to read this document line by line, because it is very important. Maybe I am missing something in this lecture. I'm not explaining, but whatever written in this document will be followed. So if I miss some point, but it is written in this document, then you have to understand that whatever written in the document will be followed. So read this document once. Okay, short quiz is clear, I think. Then class test. The class test will be conducted again in the tutorial session. Why I am conducting all the class test and quiz in tutorial session? Because it will save the time of this main classes. Otherwise, if I take this three class test in the main class time, then there will be three classes will be wasted. That's why I'm taking it in the tutorial session. And duration of each test will be 40 minutes. Marks plus per test will be 5 marks. Read the rules of absence again. So if you miss a particular class test, or if you face some issues during a test, then the rules are mentioned in section 7. I will explain it. Now there are two possibilities here. Then if we continue in online mode, then how we'll take the class test, and if we somehow when we'll start offline, then what will be the rules. So in online, the rules will be simple. The test will be conducted again through the Google form, and the question will be in objective type with negative marking. And for every wrong answer, 0.2 marks will be deducted. I think this part maybe I'll change, because since it is a 40 minutes quiz, and there will be only 4 marks, so there will be more questions. It's not like that there will be only 5 questions. There will be more questions. So the negative marking I'll change. This part I'll change before uploading this document. But yes, if it is online, if the class test will be conducted in online mode, then it will be through Google Forms, and question will be only in objective or fill in the form type, and there will be negative marking. Offline rules. The test will be conducted in M5 lecture hall complex, and if in offline mode, the question in offline mode may be subjective also, and all the questions may not be objective. And you have to write the answers in a answer sheet. So I think class test is also clear. Live assignment. The lab assignment will be on assembly language called Risk V ISA. That's why I said that follow the book called Risk V Edition. So ISA means instruction set architecture. I'll discuss it more in tomorrow in the second class. So, but here I'll only explain that the computer don't understand the high level language like the language like C, C++ that you I think you already know. So these language actually computer don't understand. To why? Because these that's why we call them high level language. So we have to first compile those high level program like C, C++ program, and then after compiling they create a new file. That file is we normally call machine language file, but let us assume that those files are called assembly language. So assembly language is a programming language which is understandable for a computer, but the high level language are not. High level language, when you write a program in C, C++, first those programs are converted to assembly language before executing it in a computer. Okay, so more details about assembly language we'll discuss tomorrow, or what you maybe the initial 2 weeks will completely the 2 3 weeks. I think we'll discuss more about assembly language. There are many different assembly languages available, but we'll discuss Risk V. This is as a special assembly language which is easy to understand also. That's why I will understand Risk V assembly language, and you have to write your the programs in assembly language, and your lab assignment, the first two lab assignment pre-midsem will be on assembly language. But yes, there will be some tutorial sessions on how to start writing a program in assembly language, and how to use the simulator that is assigned for writing assembly language code, and all these things will be discussed and discussed and explained to you by my TAs. And then project and term paper. As you know, I have already mentioned that after midsem, in post midsem part, there will 10 marks is there for project and term paper, but I'll not explain it here in more detail. Why? Because I'll explain it after 1 month, because within this 1 month you will have some basic knowledge about this course. If I discuss it now, I think most of you will not understand what I am saying. So 10 marks will be there for a project or term paper. It will be a group project. A minimum there will be 4 to 5 member per group. And what exactly you need to do in this project or term paper, I'll explain after 1 month. Assuming that within this 1 month you will have some understanding about this course. Okay, mid semester and end semester. You already know about the mid semester and end semester, and the institute rule and schedule will be followed for this. Whatever schedule will be set by the academic section, we will follow this. If there is any other rule for mid sem and end sem exam set by academic section at Europa, then we have to follow all these rules. So there is no separate rule for from my side. Okay. Now other important rules. Attendance rules. Institute rules will be followed for attendance. I think there is a rule for 75% attendance. So you have to maintain this. No separate rule is there from my side for attendance, but you have to maintain the institute rules, because we cannot overrule what is already being said by the institute for according means for the attendance and all. Rule of absence in exam, that I was saying that if you did not attempt a particular, so here so what to do. So in case of absence in mid semester and end semester, institute rule will be followed. So if you read your PG handbook, then there will be a section for how we have to handle those things, like if you will be absent in mid sem exam or end sem exam, then how to handle it. So I will follow the same rule what is written in institute for in case of mid sem and end sem. But what about the class test and short quizzes? So in class test and short quizzes, if you are absent or if you missed a particular exam, like class test and short quiz, then only in case of medical emergency I will consider you for a retest. If you request for a retest that I missed that this quiz or this test, then you have to show me a medical proof that that I you have you had a medical emergency and that's why you missed it. Only that request will be considered, other request will not be considered. Why? Because there is 2 point here. You can see I am taking one extra class test, I am taking one extra quiz also. So those extra quizzes and tests I'm already taking. That's why I'll not give you any other relaxation unless it's a medical emergency. Because if it is a medical emergency, then I have to consider it. So then how to request me, because there are 100 students in this class. If you start sending me email, it may be possible that I may ignore some of the mail. So that's why I have created a form here. If you click this form here, or if you follow the link that is given here, you can also follow this link. So this form I have mainly created for absence in exam, or if there is some issues in exam. Suppose you are giving the first class test online, but after 10 minutes or after 20 minutes you lost the internet, you lost the Wi-Fi. So what you have to do at that time, right? So that's why I have created this form, that within 48 hours of any exam, if you face any issue, you can go to this form and you can submit your request. Okay. Also, if you miss a particular test, or if you miss a particular quiz, within the 48 hours of this quiz, you can click this form and you can register that, okay, I missed it, and you have to explain in this form that why you missed it. You may need to upload the proof also. And later, maybe in every 1 month, I'll check all the requests that you have submitted in this form, and maybe based on this, I'll arrange some special class test or special quiz only for those whose reason is genuine. Other people I'll not allow. That I already said, that if you miss class test without any major medical reason, then I'll not consider that. And yes, technical reasons are also there, but you have to show me the proof. Then what is the what are the technical difficulty because of which you missed, or you could not able to submit the class test or quiz. Okay, I hope it is clear. Late submission of lab assignment and project. So there are lab assignment, there will be project term papers. So no late submission will be allowed or will be considered. So if you submit late, then it is completely the instructor's choice that how much marks will be deducted, and if at all I'll evaluate it or not. I may reject the submission directly without evaluating it also, if it is a late submission. So you have to understand it, that submission is very important, and you have to submit it within the deadline. Special consideration may be given in case of medical emergency again, and then again, I'll not repeat it, but you have to show me the proof that why you are late, and why you want more time to submit uh, a particular assignment or term paper. Some other rules: you have to write your name, roll number, and date on any exam paper. Why I'm mentioning it is a very simple thing, but still I'm mentioning that many times some of you do this type of mistake. Then you give your entire exam, but you forgot to write your name, roll number in the question answer script. So if you do this type of mistake, then it won't be the instructor responsibility, because at that time it may be highly possible that your exam paper will be lost and we cannot trace it. So it is your responsibility to write all the details like name, roll number, and which exam you are attempting, and the date. All these things are important. You are not allowed to argue with TAs. This point is also very important. You have to understand this point, that there are 5 TAs in this course. Out of these 5 TAs, 3 are PhD students of mine. So these TAs are they here in this course to help me as well as to help you. Okay, so during the assignment evaluation, or during the project evaluation and all, if you are not satisfied with their evaluation, then you can always contact us. So but don't argue with them. If you argue with them, then if I should not receive any complaint regarding this. But in case of any TA related issue, if you are not satisfied with the evaluation and all, then you can contact the head TA for the rechecking and all. And if you have issue with head TA, and then you can contact me also. And this point that I'm saying here, it's only for other issues in issue related to TAs, and so TA related issues, or like lab assignment, rechecking and all, first you have to contact with head TA. Head TA will try to resolve it. Even after that, if it is not possible to resolve by head TA, then only you can contact me. Otherwise it will be very difficult for me to handle manage the request of 100 students. So you have to follow the policy. It is recommended to do all the communication with me and TAs through email and Google Classroom. The phone call is recommended only for urgent and emergency issues. You have to understand again that I am taking 2 courses this time. In fact, there are 3 courses I need to handle this time. And in this course, there are 100 plus students. So if everyone start calling me, it will be very difficult to manage, right? That's why Most of the time, if you need to communicate, if you have some queries, if you have some doubts, you communicate me through email, or you can post your query in Google Classroom also. But if call me only if it is very urgent or emergency, otherwise please avoid it, especially if it is not office hour, then please avoid it. But yes, if it is emergency, then you can always contact me anytime. You can also visit my office. Office is in room number 316, Ramanujan Block, CSC building. For any queries, if you have any question, any doubt, also you can visit, but only after removing all the restriction of COVID. And at this moment, you know that there are some restrictions going on in ideal Roper campus. So when those restrictions will be removed, you can meet me also. Your marks will be displayed in Google Spreadsheet, and they will be shared with all the students of this course. So this point is also important. You have to understand here that I will try our level best not to share your answer script. The answer script that we will submit either offline or online, we'll try our level best not to share them with other candidates. But it may be possible that sometime there will be there may be some mistake. A mistake will happen, and it may be possible that your answer script will disclose, but the chances will be very less. We'll try our level best not to disclose it. But yes, your marks will be shared with all of you. There will be Google Spreadsheet shared with all of you, and your performance in every class test, quiz, mid-sem will be displayed there. So that is, we do this because of transparency, because if we do that, then everyone will know that how much marks I'm getting, and how where I'm lacking, how much students are getting more marks than me and all. So all the information will be there, so you can also judge yourself, and you can also decide that how much more time you need to spend on this subject and all. So that's why, so you have to understand these 2 points also. These are important. Okay, so I think most of the important point I've discussed. Now this point 7 is not for all students. This point 7 is only for specially physically challenged student. If any student among you is there who is not who thinks that he is not able to do all the work that I mentioned above with the same speed that other student can do, then for those students I have given some special consideration, and the rules are also mentioned here. But first, before starting this rule, we have to read this rule first. Rule A, that the consideration that I have mentioned in this subsection, that is here in this subsection, this will not be approved directly to any PWD student. To approve this rule, the student must has to approach me first. To approve this rule, the student must have to send an email to me with medical proof that, sir, I need the relaxation that you have mentioned in subsection 7.7. Only if you send a mail, and only after that, when you will get a approved mail from my side, then only you can assume that those special consideration will be given to you. So what are those special consideration? You can start it from point B. For class test, I will give you extra 10 minutes. For mid sem and end sem, I'll give you extra time, but how much extra time, that I'll disclose only after discussing with the academic section IT report, because as I have already mentioned, end sem and mid sem, all the rules for these two exams are decided by the academic section, so I'll discuss with them. But yes, there will be some extra time given to you. 2 extra days will be given to you for submitting an assignment, lab assignment, project, term paper, etc. To you. So there will be 2 extra days for you. But yes, there will be no extra time possible for short quiz. Why there will be no extra time possible for short quiz? Because short quiz will be only for 10 minutes, and after that 10 minutes I may need to discuss something else in the class. So if I give you more time in that slot, so it will be difficult for me also to manage. That's why there will be no extra time for short quiz. But yes, I have mentioned one more point here, that after giving first quiz, first or 1 or 2 short quiz, if you feel that this format is not good for you and you are not able to manage it properly, then you can approach me. And that if you are not getting it properly, then what I can do, I'll convert all the short quizzes, that there are total 10 marks for short quizzes, to into 2 class tests only for you. That there will be 1 class test extra for you before midsem, 1 extra class test for you after midsem, and you no need to give any short quiz, because short quiz will be very competitive, and you have to attempt it within the 10 minutes. So if this is difficult for you, then I have an option for you. But again, I have mentioned here that if you want to go for this option, that if you don't want to sit for a short quiz and if you want to convert it to means a class test, then you have to again send me an email before 30th January. If you don't do it, then I'll not consider it later. And except these relaxation, other rules are exactly same for all the students. So these are the only special consideration I'm giving. Except these other rules are exactly same for all students. Okay. So the now last point number 8. This is again true for all students, but this is the most important rule. You have to understand whatever rules I have explained here. From all the rules, this rule is the most important rule. That's why it is mentioned in bold. Strict action will be taken if student is found guilty in any kind of copy case. So make sure that you are not involving in such activities. If you have given some lab assignment, do it by yourself. Don't copy it from other. We use some software tool to check that if you have copied it from some other from other people or not. Even if you downloaded a program from internet, then that also will check. So you are free to discuss the content, discuss the logic with your batchmate. You are free to go with any source and try to understand the concept and all. But when you will write the answer, when you write a program, that should be your own content. You have to understand this very properly, because I will be very strict on it and I'll not listen any request on it. So that's why. So in such situation, the instructor will have full power to take any of this action against you. So first action is deduction of mark. I may deduct mark. I may give you negative marks. If I found you copying something, then I may give you -5 or -6. In worst case, I may give you F grade also, and I'll not listen anything at that time. So this point is very serious point, and you have to understand. And it's not just for this course. This is also true for any courses here. And one more important thing is, if you do this type of thing, then we normally we mark the student also, so that in future for any other courses like BTP and MTP, we think like that this student has done this type of activities. So please avoid this type of activities. If there is some assignment or something which is not possible for you to submit, then simply ignore it, but don't copy. Okay, then the last point here is these are the five TAs. Jaswinder Kaur is the head TA, then Prabhuddha Sinha, Saurabh Jaiswal, Bharat Best, and Samiksha Verma. These are the five TAs. So these TAs will contact you, and maybe the after 1 week, after the first week, they will conduct two tutorial sessions, most probably in the tutorial classes. But since it is an online mode, so what maybe those tutorials are also will be also online. So in the first tutorial, they will explain you that how to work on a simulator that is called Risk V simulator, because you need to write assembly language program in this course. So they will explain you how to install that simulator and how to start programming in that simulator. So that will be the first tutorial session. And one more tutorial, there will be not one, there will be few more tutorial sessions after maybe 1 or 2 months. And those tutorial sessions will be mainly how to start your project, how to start your term paper, and all those will be discussed. Okay. So at the end, I'll add one point that in tutorial session I said mainly tutorial sessions will be for doubt clearance, quiz, class test. Okay. And one more important point, sometime in tutorial session I'll also explain the recent advancement going on in computer architecture. Why? Because the computer architecture is also my research area. I do research in this area, so I know many recent advancement that is going on in these areas and all. So maybe whenever I'll get a free time in this tutorial session, that at that time I'll discuss about the recent advancement. Yes, but those will be completely out of your syllabus. But if you have interest, if you want to do further study in this area, then those will be important for you. Okay, so I'll stop here. I'll stop here. So now if you have any queries, any questions, you can ask me. Any doubts, any queries? You can write your queries in comment section also. Okay, so if there is no queries, then I hope everything is clear. So we'll start the actual class content from tomorrow. So we'll meet again tomorrow at uh, 2 p.m. sharp. Okay, so thank you for joining. You may leave. So I'll upload both this document as well as the recording in Google Classrooms. You can access both the material from there. Thank you for joining. Yeah, the 75% attendance criteria is for both online and offline. Yeah, it will be only for offline because in online it will be difficult for me to trace the attendance. But yes, the quizzes and tests are there. So if you miss my class, it will be difficult for you to handle those quizzes. But yes, I'll discuss with the academic section, and then I'll clear that in online mode also how can I take attendance and all, because if this moment I think if I start taking attendance, I'll waste at least 10 minutes of my lecture, and those 10 minutes are very important for me. So I'll discuss with the academic section, and I'll let you know that how to take attendance, or is it really important, because I cannot overrule if there is any rule already set by academic section.